Hey guys, my name is Ray. If you've always wanted to learn to play the guitar, then you've come to the right place. With over 35 years of experience to share with you, I want to teach you to play the guitar the right way, right from scratch. Week by week, lesson by lesson, we'll cover all the basics that you need to know to set you off on a beautiful musical journey that you can enjoy for the rest of your life. I'm not going to take anything for granted, but you can always skip ahead to the next lesson if you feel you already understand the material being covered in the lesson, and you can continue from there. So subscribe now and let's begin our journey. Welcome to Lesson 1. In this lesson we will be covering the three main types of guitars, the best guitar to start learning, how to hold the guitar, the parts of the guitar, and numbering the strings and fingers so that we can start learning. But first, let's do a brief introduction to tuning the guitar. I'll be making a separate video in the near future on how to tune the guitar properly and go right into detail on all that. And I'll be leaving a link to my website very soon. In the meantime, let's just make sure our guitar is in tune so we can start learning. Now, your guitar has 6 strings. So the first string is the one right at the bottom from where you're sitting. And it's also the highest pitched string. So we'll call this the first string. The next one we'll call the second string, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. And that'll just make it easier to be learning the guitar. So you've got 6 strings, and they should all sound a little bit like that. So these are the tuning machines to tune your guitar. You turn them one way, the pitch of the string goes up. You tune them the other way, and the pitch goes down. So let's start with our 6th string, which is the low one. And we've got an E here. Once we've got that, we'll move on to the next string. That's an A, and that's also the 5th string of your guitar. Next up, we have a D, which is the 4th string. Now, you can use a guitar tuner. Some guitars have a guitar tuner built into them. They all work fine. You can even use a tuning fork if you want, or a piano. The next string is the 3rd string, and it is a G. It should sound like that. Next up, we've got a B. That's the 2nd string, and your 1st string is the E. It's another E. The low one's an E, the 6th one, and the 1st string is also an E. So we've got 2 E's there. Okay, we're also going to number your fingers. So this is your 1st finger. This is your 2nd one. This is your 3rd one, and this is your 4th one. And this will make it easier to learn when I'm talking about your 1st finger, your 2nd finger, your 3rd finger. So the parts of the guitar are the body, the neck, it's a long neck, a bit like a giraffe, and the head. And this is where you tune all your strings. Okay? And some guitars have sound holes, some do not. Some of them have electric pickups that actually pick up the sound of the strings and amplify them by means of an amplifier with electricity, and they're powered and everything like that. So the 3 main types of guitars you've got are an acoustic, like this. This in fact is an electric acoustic, so you can plug it in as well, or you can just play it without being plugged in. There are electric guitars, and there's classical guitars, and they all have a little bit of a different sound, and they're all for different styles of playing. And it doesn't really matter what you're learning on. The best guitar for you to start learning on is the guitar that you have. Now, maybe you found it at a garage sale, or maybe it got passed down to you from someone. You've always wanted to learn to play it. The best guitar to learn on is definitely the one that you have available to you. There's no sense in going out and spending money if you're not sure that you're really going to enjoy playing the instrument, and you're willing to put in little bit of work to learn how to play. yeah, so just start with what you have. Now there are a few different ways to hold a guitar. Really, nothing is set in stone. Some people play behind their backs. If they, if you can do that, then that's power to you. But most people just play like this, resting comfortably on their lap, and they put their thumb on top and they play the strings like that. What is technically the proper way to play the guitar, and you don't have to do it this way. I certainly don't do it that often, and I probably should. But just so that you know everything, all the basics, the proper way is to hold your guitar sort of like this. And that way, your thumb is actually behind the neck, allowing your fingers to be free and move a lot more freely without tension, and they can actually move faster this way, up and down. Now you'll notice a lot of classical guitar players, they will play that way, but a lot of rock and roll guys, they just play with it hanging down like that, and their thumb right on top. So whatever feels more comfortable to you, if you want to do it the proper schooling way, do it like this, okay? So, but for my lessons, I'm just going to play the guitar how I've always played it, just comfortably and naturally. For me, that's natural and comfortable for me. Okay, so we're going to be learning to play the guitar with a pick. So if you don't have one of these, any music store will have them. Any, where you can buy instruments. You can play with your nails. There's nothing wrong with that, and a lot of people do it. So if you don't have a pick, in the meantime, you can play with your nail. I'm just going to do my lessons with a pick. It doesn't matter. There's different kinds of picks as well. Big ones, small ones, hard ones, soft ones. It doesn't really matter. They all give a little bit of a different sound, and have a little bit of a different level of comfort. So let's begin by trying to sound out our guitar. We'll just start with the 6th string. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you can sort of begin to acquaint yourself with your guitar a little bit. You know how to pluck a string with a pick and make a sound. And they're all sounds that we use. These up the neck here, they're called frets. Okay? And this is the 1st fret, this area here, and the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and so on. And to make a sound, what you want to do is place your finger as close to that fret as possible. Now you hold it down really tight, and it's going to hurt a little bit at first, but your fingers will toughen up quickly. You'll be surprised. And then you can hit that string. We'll start with the 1st string. And we've made another note. That note happens to be an F. So we're going to learn all that musical theory later. For now, we're just learning how we can make different sounds with our 1st string. So you can play a note up here. You'll notice it's higher. The higher up you go on the neck. Here's the 12th fret. And it sounds a little bit like when it's wide open. The only difference is, on the 12th fret, it's an octave apart. An octave is like the same note, but just in a higher pitch. So everything goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts again with A. So this is an E, and this is an E. Okay? So we'll cover more theory later so that you guys have all the basics that you need. In our next lesson, we'll be learning to play a song, actually, and we'll be learning some notes on the 1st and 2nd string so that you can play that song, and that song will probably be familiar to you. And we're going to have some fun with that, and you can learn your 1st song and really start working on learning to enjoy your instrument and playing the guitar. So we'll see you next time. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now, and I'll be releasing these lessons every week so that you can get a regular tuition just like you would and normal paid tuition. And I want to provide you with that quality as well. So subscribe now, and I'll see you next time. See you next week. Bye.